Andy Johnson, Minnesota State University, Mankato. We are looking at Minnesota Academic Standards, Reading Language Arts, to show you an overview. There are reading benchmarks related to literature, K5. Here are the sub-areas. Informational text, K5, sub-areas. Reading benchmarks, foundational skills, these 4 sub-areas. Key ideas, details, crafts and structure, integration of knowledge idea. These are the same here. And you notice print concepts, phonological awareness, phonics and word recognition, and fluency. They're different. There are also benchmarks related to writing. We won't go into those, but no, the same thing. They have a whole bunch of standards and substandards. Writing benchmarks, speaking, viewing, listening, and media literacy. There are standards related to that. And language benchmarks, a standard, what a student should be able to know or be able to do as a result of instruction. Also, there are Minnesota academic standards related to science, art, health, physical education, mathematics, social studies, STEM, and world languages. It's a whole lot of standards. You cannot reasonably expect to teach all the standards in a comprehensive way, so you have to make decisions about which ones to really teach. Now remember, in reading literature, narrative text, the purpose for reading is to enjoy the story. So, and the reading for informational text is to construct knowledge or to get information. So the standards related to that should be related to that purpose. Not all the standards are. Not all the standards support research-based practices related to reading instruction. So you, as a knowledgeable instructor, need to make choices about which standards that you really cover and which standards that you kind of dance on, because not all the standards are research-based. Standards are a political act, not an educational act. I'm going to pull some grade 5 standards out and show you how you might teach and document students' ability to do this. And I always look for action words or specific cognitive strategies or cognitive operations. Grade 5, literature, summarize the text. How can I teach that? Well, generate a list of important ideas, put them in order from most important to least, or put them in chronological order. Do it many times in large group, small group, individually, and then have students demonstrate and document. Or simply a type of story map. Identify important characters, settings, events, summarize the story using that. That demonstrates their ability to do that. Anytime I see compare and contrast, that's a cognitive operation. You can break that down into steps: large group, small group, individual, document, demonstrate, some sort of graphic organizer where they put the similarities between these things and the differences there. Keep it simple. This is a means to an end, not an end in and of itself. Determine the meaning of words in the context of which they are used. A close-like sentence, where you give them a sentence with a target word. They may brainstorm possible ideas. They may use a synonym function to get some synonyms for that, or actually look them up, define ontological, and write some ideas in the context of that sentence. Figurative language, use a figurator. Have figurative language there, they have to construct the literal, and the literal language here, they have to construct the figurative. Do it many times, large group, small group, individual. Document and demonstrate when you think they have learned the skill. Key ideas and details with narrative text. Again, a key idea or a title, 2 or 3 details, web and brainstorm on each one. Or support a statement. And again, explain how they're supported by key details. Whenever I hear supported by, I think of support a statement. We have a statement here, and students have to actually list the supporting evidence. All right? Large group, small group, individual, document, demonstrate. Many times it's a cognitive operation. Analyze multiple accounts of anything. Look for similarities and differences. You have the things there, or the accounts, and you have the events or topics or semantic features there, and then you can look for similarities. Use a graphic organizer. Keep it simple. Explain how an author uses reason and evidence to support particular points. There's that support, looking for evidence or reason. And again, use the thinking strategy, the thinking frame, statement, and you have your graphic organizer, large group, small group, individual. After you're ready, document and demonstrate. All right? You want to keep it simple. Standards are not an end state. They are a means to an end. The end state is to have students who can create meaning with text or can write to create meaning and communicate a message. That's the big idea. As well, standards are not a curriculum. They are used to inform a curriculum. Do not abdicate your responsibility as a teacher to use research-based strategies. That means you need to know what a body of research says about reading instruction.